Canadian Amber Durum is much more suited to the southern parts of the province of Saskatchewan, an area that is characterized by its lighter soils and its more arid climate, two distinct properties that make growing this grain a success. Because of that, most cereal growers will usually shy away from trying to establish a decent crop once you travel further north. But I had decided for one reason or another to give it a try on my farm about 10 years before this video was taken. It took a bit of trial and error, but the end result was that each year I would always seed a portion of my farmland to this bearded crop with its fuzzy awns, and continued this trend with good results right until the end of my farming career. It's worth mentioning that durum is the key ingredient of all pasta products, which of course includes macaroni and noodles. A few durum varieties have been used for bread production or breakfast cereals, such as porridge, but its claim to fame is the spaghetti found in any family kitchen or local restaurant. In this video, I am using a John Deere 18-foot Model 800 self-propelled swather, a machine commonly referred to also as a windrower. This unit was purchased in 1980. They varied in width from 15 to 21 feet, but they all arrived with the same size of engine, which was a Chrysler Slant 6. The prime purpose of swathing this crop is that it permits a uniform ripening of the grain, and at the same time allows for harvest to begin at an earlier date. Unfortunately, in this part of the province, with its rolling terrain, pockmarked with numerous low spots, or what are also regarded as potholes, the grain would take far too long to mature, and the net result could be a downgrading of the final product. Another important reason was also to kill any and all weeds that might be presently still growing in the field. Left on their own, they could severely affect the moisture content of the grain at harvest time. Swathers are seldom used today for this type of operation. Instead, high-clearance sprayers are the norm. They will spray a desiccant over the entire field while the crop is still standing. Within a matter of a week or two, all vegetation will achieve a total dry down, and the crop will then be ready to be cut with a straight table. At the time when this video was taken, a high-clearance sprayer for cereals had not even been invented. The technology was simply non-existent. A few days later, my John Deere 6620 Titan Combine is now hard at work picking up the durum swaths that have cured during all the lazy, hazy dog days of August. I purchased it new from my local John Deere dealer in 1983, at which time I had decided to trade in my John Deere 4400 self-propelled combine, a very reliable machine which had served me well for several seasons. This 4400 seen here in my fields would be considered extremely small by today's standards. But at the time when it was in use on my farm, it was actually a reasonably sized unit for this area. It did a respectable job under all conditions, but the simple fact remains that it is extremely important to get as many acres harvested with each passing day, hence the reason to expand in combine capacity whenever potential funds are available. A good example of that concept would be that when this 6620 came from the factory, it was equipped with a mechanical reversing feeder house as standard equipment, no longer thought of as an option. Previously, if I wasn't careful and had pushed the 4400 just a little too much in heavy swaths, the feeder house would plug solid. That would turn into a chore that Hercules would have found impossible to solve. With the 6620, it was just a matter of pulling up on a T-handle, flipping a switch, and within another minute I would be back to harvesting, all from the comfort of the cab and with very little time lost. Naturally, this 6620, with its multitude of other advanced features, totally dominated anything the 4400 was capable of achieving. If you look quickly, you may see my grain truck sitting in the background, waiting for the combine to fill its hopper to the brim once again. Of course, I have to give credit to the driver of said truck, who happens to be my wife. With little effort, she managed to haul the grain from the combine each day to the bins, which were located in our farmyard a few miles away, and seldom kept me waiting with a combine hopper full of grain. This concludes another episode of Dryland Farming, which was compiled from old VHS tapes shot here in East Central Saskatchewan so many years ago. Keep in mind, the next time you enjoy a hot steaming plate of spaghetti and meatballs, it's possible it may have originated somewhere in a durum field on the Canadian prairies. I thank you for watching.